both figuratively and literally. My friend Nicole, who is a somatic therapist, she'll be on here as well one time. She was like, "Des is going through some things." I was physically disabled. I was like barely able to actually walk, right? A few years ago, I had to have back surgery and everything. I was either in a wheelchair, walker, or cane. And Nicole was like, you need Susan. You need Susan. She's an amazing body worker. She paid for a couple sessions for me. I am so blessed. That's what I mean by your community held, right? Like you need community. And Susan changed my life energetically, physically. No, you really did, Susan. And from there, our friendship just grew. We knew each other like from Facebook anyway. So we already have that connection in certain groups and spaces. And then we just became real life friends and someone I love, trust, and deeply respect, especially inside of this work because of the way you approach it. It's so much more than just like, oh, let's do this body work or massage therapy. It really does feel liberatory. Like the questions you were asking, the way you were getting into my body, right? Really directing me. What's this pain? Let's name it. Let's talk about it, right? Because so much comes up in our body, this chronic pain and suffering from supremacy culture, from what's going on in our own personal life. And I do believe that personal liberation is the key to systemic liberation. So here is my friend, Susan Powell of Connected Body. Susan, you go in and tell them who you are, who you be, what you do. And good morning, Deirdre.
Thank you. Good morning, Desiree, and everybody. I've got some airplanes going over by. There should be 10% less of them, as far as I understand, due to government issues, but
Yeah.
they are on overhead. So if you hear them, that's what's up. I chose to be outside today with my friends, the trees, and the cat, because this is what's really been nourishing me in a really, really deep way of late. And I've really been needing that extra nourishment, like you're talking about, that extra rest.
Yes.
I am trained as a massage therapist. I've been doing body work since about the year 2000. And I've always really been a person who just would rather spend time contemplating the mystical nature of my heart's energies than just about anything else. But, it's hard to get paid for that. So, I have always also really loved to help people and have been in a whole life education about what it looks like to be a helper and how do you right size that and how do you do that with respect and honoring of the person that you're working with, right? It's not a thing I do unto you. It's not a thing I tell you how to do. It's a collaborative process where we come together as two nervous systems, as two bodies, as two beings to try to really instigate and create some change. And for me, like the key for that is keeping my nervous system as the regulatory one in the room, right? So people are going to come to me when they're really having a rough time regulating and having that anchoring in their nervous system. And so I need my friend the trees and a lot
Right.
of time literally sitting in the sun, taking breaths, drinking water that feels nourishing, eating good food, right? Like all of that is so kind of intensive, but is what is required to keep the nervous system anchored enough to then, you know, um, be the something that can kind of anchor someone else.
I think that that is something that I think as educators, healers, however you want to call yourself, I think that that's underrated in a lot of spaces, right? And because I'm really big on that. Like I'm quick to be like, I can't do this today. I can't, right? Like I also sit outside, right? I have my crystals around me. I have like tuning forks, right? We have like music therapy. I'm like, God, I need a crystal bowl set. We do all of the things, right? We're very ritualistic. And by ritualistic, I mean more rhythmic, even in our home. Like, okay, we have to just breathe and move because it's so much capacity that is needed to hold,
Mhm.
right? Like during our 100 days of community, where I went live every day for 100 days,
Mhm.
and everybody showed up with me during the first 100 days of the Trump presidency. I was like, we could do this now, but it's not sustainable. right?
That's right.
Like that's going hard. You need something. I'm here for you. We're going to show up for each other because you need to counterbalance what is going on out there, what's so
You do.
dysregulating to oneself. But that is not sustainable. I cannot show up 7 days a week forever, right?
Right, right.
And you cannot show up 7 days a week forever. And that causes a shame in the body too, right?
Yep.
Because it's like, I should be doing this work. I should be able to. And that's not realistic. And a lot of this work that I talk about, I'm like, it takes capacity and sustainability for the long arc, right? So, with that being said, right, as I'm excited about doing my psychosomatic practitioner training, which I'm able to then offer deeper into my work. I've always toyed with it in there because it was something that I innately knew needed to be in there. Right? I'm like, you cannot. I came at it more from like a kink perspective, right? Like you can't beat somebody's ass and not offer aftercare, right? And I'm like,
100%.
that's literally just abuse. That's literally just abuse. It's literally just abuse, right? But like with consent and a little spanking and some aftercare, you now have this beautiful like you said, like this dance, this collaborative thing that's happening. So when people come to me, they're going to definitely get their ass kicked, but there's like some aftercare and some in between care. And let's check in on you. How are you doing? So, with that being said, I want to ask you, like, how do you notice things that show up in our breath, in our fascia, in our body, in our entire system based on supremacy culture? We were talking a little bit before we went live, and I was like, girl, say some of that because that's what we're talking